We're essentially a decentralized virtual world where anyone can make any kind of 3D content, as well as games and experiences, and they can truly own it, monetize it the way they want, thanks to blockchain and NFTs. We are building the open metaverse, essentially enabling users through an avatar to access more immersive, more social, more fun, more interactive experiences, contributing to this idea of interoperability, allowing them to truly own their digital identity, their equipment, their game items, their wearable, even their virtual land or virtual houses, and using them from one world to another in a fully seamless manner.
That's fantastic. And I mean, the way that it's evolved is it's become a huge world, and we're seeing more and more sort of notable people, celebrities, brands come into that world as well, which is compelling, because it's a whole new way of fan relationships, essentially. How has it been going on that journey and seeing this develop, and where do you think this type of engagement will be in, say, 5 years?
So we've built a Sandbox platform with this idea to empower anyone to become a creator and be able to benefit from the content they're going to create. So Sandbox is essentially user-generated content, UGC at the core. But we also brought culture as part of creating this world. Culture that comes from major brands, major celebrities, and we have more than 400 global top-tier brands, including in fashion, in lifestyle, in gaming, in music, music artists, music label, celebrity, and so on. I can name a few like Ubisoft, Atari, The Walking Dead, Steve Aoki, Snoop Dogg, Paris Hilton, Tony Hawk, Gordon Ramsay, and so on. And all of them, they are excited to own land in Sandbox, to have a presence into this virtual world, and to open experiences, content that will be more engaging for their fans and give a new format of interaction that's actually beyond gaming, like we're going to see, and we already see in Sandbox, like virtual shows, virtual concerts, art galleries, museum, and of course, all sorts of games, social club, dance club, and more. You can actually try already by entering the Alpha Season 3 of Sandbox, which launched about 3 weeks ago. It's going to be open for 7 more weeks. It features 98 experiences built by the community, by the creators, and also 22, including 22, featuring those major brands that mentioned before, like Steve Aoki, The Rabbits, The Walking Dead, or Warner Music with an artist like Sweko. It's quite exciting.
Incredible. I mean, it kind of falls in line with everything to do with crypto. That is the fundamental backbone of all of it, which is community. And there's many different areas to Sandbox. Central Town being one example, where there's a lot of techies and developers getting together there and discussing and networking and building together. How do you feel about where Sandbox will go in terms of the development of the metaverse, and in the future, do you foresee there ever being interoperability between metaverses?
So we have already we have this map of 164 lands in total. We've launched about 70% of it, so owned by users, owned by the community, and there's no central part to it. That's the beauty of this map. Like every corner includes a great mix of culture, of fashion, of gaming, etc. So landowners, builders they're really excited to be part of building that new digital nation that has no frontier, that brings brands and content from all around the world. I'm definitely in favor, and that's the essence of the Sandbox, to contribute building the open metaverse. So we were talking about interoperability. I think it's essential to let people own their digital asset, even more like own their digital identity through an avatar, and be able to use that identity across any decentralized virtual world. But there's even more. Like if we were just enabling, or if we were just waiting that people use Sandbox created content anywhere else, that wouldn't be an open metaverse. So we've worked to enable people to play with NFT, to interact with NFT. They can already display them, they can create quests, gamification. And with the season 3, we launch over 13 NFT collection, interoperable from the most popular one, the Bored Ape, ClownX, Cool Cat, CyberKongs, Guttergat Gang, etc. You own that NFT just as a 2D collectible image, a profile picture. Normally, it's just static. You can't do anything, maybe display it at best. Now, you can connect your wallet in Sandbox and it becomes a 3D character that can jump, that can run, that can fight, that can dance, that can chat with others. It's really the beginning of a new adventure where you really feel the power of community, because then you can visualize other users into a space, a virtual world environment. You can use the no-code game maker of Sandbox that allows you to build that environment with the community. So then from here you can develop the stories, the adventure around the community. And the community contributes to co-create the IP together with the project. And that's one thing I think like most brands are excited about when they look at Sandbox and the metaverse, is really how we are empowering their community, we're expanding their presence in the metaverse, and we do that always with like positive skills and empowering future ownership.
It's fantastic. And there's you know, as I said earlier, there's so many people coming into the space constantly. And with those intrigued with a metaverse such as Sandbox, what advice would you give to those newcomers to the space? What little pearls of wisdom would you pass on?
My first advice is like be curious. You cannot really be in a space if you do not manipulate the topic you're actually involved into. So if you want to be in the metaverse, go on. Try all those decentralized virtual worlds, create yourself an avatar, start exploring, start socializing, start playing. It will hopefully inspire you about the possibilities. And that's really how you start understanding like, okay, this is still very early on, but there is a lot of interesting ingredients, materials here, and I want to be part of that journey of building and owning that future of the metaverse.
Excellent. And last question, I know you're busy, but I want to find out from you what most excites you about Web3. In terms of what lies ahead, what really gets your adrenaline going in terms of the excitement of what could be accomplished?
I think that we've proven now that there is a whole generation of users, global, that wants not only to own their data, but they want to be able to use their digital assets, their avatar, their virtual land, their NFTs, their cryptocurrency, without any sort of limitation, in full freedom. So Web3 is a broadly adopted movement all around the world. Even employees of those Web 2.0 centralized companies that we used to fantasize about, they were our dream jobs 5 years, 10 years ago. Everyone wanted to go and work at those Facebook, now Meta, or the Google of the world, Microsoft of the world. And they've lost their appeal. Like I think like people are all excited about like being part and building for the community. And so there's a lot of promise, a lot of experimentation, a lot of innovation going on. Not all of it will succeed, but it's by taking risk that we can challenge what's existing and we can adopt a model that's going to benefit better every users.